What's up, guys? It's Mitch with SC Weather. Hope you're having a good start to your morning. It's very early here in South Carolina. It's just before 6 a.m. I'm coming at you with another update because I do think the tropics are looking pretty threatening again, especially for places like Texas, possibly Louisiana, with Tropical Storm Beta. Before we get going, I ask y'all do subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with weather. I do specialize in weather here in South Carolina, but I do talk major events across the southeast, especially when it comes to the tropics and winter weather. But I also have my link to Twitter and Facebook, which I'm very active on and interactive. And so yeah, if you want to stay up to date, hit that subscribe button. I'm on a mission to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and this is a new process for me. This is actually the first time I've been screen recording, and in the process of getting a better webcam and just better ways to interact with you guys, because I love doing it, and I love talking about my passion with you all. So like I said, hit the subscribe button if you want to stay up to date, and it's definitely much appreciated. But let's go on and get started. So what we got here is, let's find it right here. We got Tropical Storm Beta, and the latest update here from 4 a.m. Central Standard Time, 5 a.m. here on the eastern coast is the 60-mile-per-hour storm. Forecast to become a hurricane probably late Sunday p.m., give or take here. But the real scary thing about potential Hurricane Beta is the fact that it's moving slow, just like Sally did. Weak steering currents is definitely going to make an issue of possible heavy, maybe potentially historic rainfall. Maybe not historic, because historic around there is Harvey-like, and I don't know if we can beat that. But Hurricane Watch is already prompted up for places like Houston, just south and a little. And tropical storm watches on either side of those hurricane watches. So this is a real deal. It's another threat. We're getting already a couple of names into the Greek alphabet. So man, this is a very intense hurricane season. Maybe not quite as intense as far as storm strength and damage as 2005, but we are definitely a few weeks past definitely the 2005 hurricane season as far as names. So I tell you one thing, satellite imagery, convection is exploding, but one thing I am noticing is that most of the energy is northeast of the center. Center's down here somewhere, and I mean, you got a lot of rains and things like that, and most of its precipitation energy is just northeast, but that could change. That was kind of the case of Sally there for a while too, before she got her act together. But one thing, we're going to try to switch to 6Z, because I think that 6Z may be a little bit enough going forward. I don't think it is, so we're going to stick with the 12Z run here and get the ball rolling here. But what we got here, we got Beta right here. I'm going to flip through these panels. It was a little bit full. Let's go back here. This is this evening, Saturday. We got, it looks like still at 998. It's probably a high-end tropical storm. And as we flip through these, is 6-hour intervals. So we're getting into tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, Monday. And check it out. Beta is not strengthening much, but she is moving very slow, which is an alarming sign for heavy rainfall. She gets to the Texas coast by maybe Tuesday if we're taking the GFS for storm. And just kind of meanders on the coast, barely makes landfall. Then by Wednesday, she's trying to get back over the Gulf of Mexico. I'm saying she, Beta's I don't know, a boy or a girl, or they're somewhere in between. But I'm used to calling hurricanes or tropical storms by gender, so forgive me if I'm wrong on that. But check it out. You got Beta just drifts back over the ocean of the western Gulf of Mexico. Still probably pumping a little bit of rain on the coast. But still, we flip here to rainfall totals, and this is Tropical Tidbits, by the way. Awesome site, definitely one I mentioned to definitely support, because they pump out free content for everybody. It's very awesome, and I appreciate it. I tell you that. I've been using it here for about 5 or 6 years. But check it out. Most of the heavy rainfall is off the immediate coast, but just on the coast in areas like south of Houston, you got over a foot of rain. So this thing, all it has to do is the main bulk of that precipitation can work on coast, and we have a very big time flooding condition and situation is what I mean. But check it out. The center is not even really close to places in New Orleans and southeast Louisiana, but look at all that rainfall the GFS is pumping out for them, and that is because most of the energy is northeast of Beta. So it's something we have to watch. It might be very lopsided at first, like a lot of tropical storms are, but it's definitely something we have to watch for that northeast side. Depending on how close it is, if it's on the northeast side, maybe not a whole lot of precipitation can get on that side. But what we're going to do here is we're going to flip to the Euro, and this is weathermodels.com, and this is the Euro from overnight. And we're getting into this evening and Sunday, and we have basically strengthening probably tomorrow evening, and we got a 993 storm, which is probably a high-end tropical storm. I do think we start to get close to hurricane status around this time frame. See, right now it's at 992. You're pushing close to Category 1 status right here. But check it out, inching close to the coast as we get into Monday, getting into Tuesday, and it just does the same thing as the GFS does, as meanders, might even drift back over the Gulf of Mexico. But you get into Wednesday PM, and it starts to turn northeast, but definitely cruise the coastline a lot more than the GFS did, and then works its way inland, unlike the GFS. So what does that do as far as rainfall totals? But check out Texas here. And this goes through, let's see, next Sunday. Still keeps the bulk of, and I should have got Louisiana more in the picture here, but it keeps most of that bulk precipitation, rainfall. I keep saying precipitation. It's not like it's going to snow in this thing, but it keeps most of it off the coast. But check it out over here in Louisiana. You have close to a foot of rain. That's because it looks like a bulk of this energy from Beta is going to be on the north or northeast side of the storm. But then you can see in this area in northeast Louisiana a lot of rain. That's because that's where Beta works inland. So right now, and you know, I could switch to, let's see, I don't think it's going to be that impressive and that big of a deal, but I can switch to wind speeds right here and see what it's looking like. But you know, the wind field isn't really that impressive because it doesn't get strong. But I do think right before it goes, we're gonna we've talked about this a lot, and we're going to continue to talk about it. But something called RI, and it's just a short initial for rapid intensification. So we always have to keep that in consideration, especially in the Gulf and in the Gulf Stream off the southeast coast. The waters are so warm in summer and fall that, you know, they have a chance to really get going right 24 hours before landfall. So we have to watch that. But right now, wind speeds do not look like a huge deal. Any high winds are, but as far as like massive hurricane winds, really don't see this being a big deal as of now. But this could definitely change for you Texas folks. So we're going to watch this. But you know, I don't know how slow this is going to be. So we're going to check it out here, because we're going to try to figure out the main driver of why this thing is moving so slow. And my internet speed's not that great. That's another thing I hope to improve on. So we're kind of glitched up here. But the steering currents of this storm, I don't think are going to be, they're obviously going to be a factor. And I think I'm going to hone in on that a little bit more in some later videos. But steering currents on top is not allowing Beta to move much. So, you know, when you have that, I mean, she stalls, or he stalls, and we just have a, basically, if the storm is barely moving in 6-hour intervals, like you saw in the GFS, then you got a problem. With any tropical system, even if it's depression. Luckily here in South Carolina, for instance, when the remnants of Sally came through, it was cruising on through. That's because a front was pushing it on out. So, you know, we got lucky there. So as far as any intensification models and things like that, We've already saw the National Hurricane Center cone. Um, you know, it's basically they're kind of flip flopping, but not really. Everyone, all of them, kind of show that same. It kind of drifts onto the just south coast of Texas, and I would show models like this HWFI model, but they're not too bullish on it yet. A lot of times, those models are the ones that pick up on it being ridiculously strong, but they're not really picking up on that right now. But and then some of them have it going back out in the ocean, but some of them have it just cruising and dumping tons of amounts of rain across the Texas and Louisiana coast. So that's one thing we need to watch out for. But strength-wise, it's still forecast to become a low-end hurricane or high-end tropical storm. So, but basic update there because we have basic information. We don't have a ton of information. So that's pretty much all I got on Beta, but it is definitely looking like a possibility that they are going to be directly affected by another hurricane or tropical storm. So thank y'all for watching. Subscribe if y'all haven't. And as always, man, I really appreciate y'all listening in on my videos. Y'all have a blessed evening and a blessed day and a blessed evening, blessed weekend, blessed all together.